But Mom, I need the caffeine badly.
Welcome to round 31 of Eat the Buckle, the horror movie battle royale podcast that puts two movies in a weekly head-to-head matchup where the loser will remain in the ring another week, and we will be forced to watch it repeatedly until there is one movie left standing in an effort to determine the worst horror movie ever made. This week's matchup is 1988's Waxwork versus 1988's Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. With me, as always, are my two co-hosts who do what they want when they want, dig it or get the fuck out. Josh and Aaron. Gentlemen, I hesitate to ask, how are you doing today?
Go ahead, Aaron. How are you doing?
I want the listeners to know we had a little preamble before this, and I am looking at two broken men beaten down by life.
I have my toboggan over my eyes because it was Joe Bob night, and I stayed up past 2:30 in the morning, I believe, and we're recording about noon the next day, and I am trying to get this episode in before my existence explodes into a toilet bowl.
Yeah, I think in all other circumstances, we probably would have chose not to record today, but because of schedules and everything, we're forcing this in, baby. And
as Josh said in the pregame pre-tape, we're in the right mood to talk about these two movies.
Yes.
Yeah. So yesterday I worked my main job. I did 7 to 5 there, and then I worked 5 to 9 at my second job. And then I had to go back to the job site of my first job because there was an issue with some of the fire exits not being secured. And I had to basically break into the key box where the keys to the building are to get the keys to secure those fire exits, but none of those keys worked. So then I had to call my boss and wait for her to come down to the job site so she could look for where she might have put the key, and she couldn't find it. So then we had to call the general contractor to come down, and he had to use the key that he had to lock the doors that should have been locked in the first fucking place. That was a long way of saying I didn't get home till after 11 o'clock at night after leaving the house at 6:30 a.m. for work.
Jesus Christ.
And then I watched Waxwork.
Welcome to the Waxwork. Man, that's brutal.
It's brutal. Life is brutal.
I'm feeling I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling happy about this episode.
It's a complete role reversal for the three of us. Normally, Jared has 108-degree temperature, gout, and is dying of horse AIDS. And today, Jared is great, and we are just Josh and I living in shit.
It's the balance of the universe. One of us has to be in some sort of, sunshiny mood to keep this thing on the road. I think it's because today is like the first time I've felt the sun on my skin in maybe 2 weeks, and I was outside toiling in the garden and immediately before it, and then it's like being pulled out of a nice dream to be like, oh fuck, now I gotta go record. But here we are. Aaron, I wanted to I was looking at David Decato's Dakota, whatever the fuck. He's not worth correcting. He should have his name said wrong. I was looking through his IMDb.
Who's this?
The director of Slimeball Bolorama.
The genius who brought you one of the pictures we're talking about today. So I was going down his list, and I got to a movie that as soon as I saw it, like a synapse in my brain fired, and I was like, flashed back to a few recordings ago. I can't remember which one, but I was like, did you say and somehow we didn't spend any time on this if this happened. Did
Mhm.
you say you own a copy of A Talking Cat?
Yeah. With Eric Roberts on a phone doing all of his lines in 20 minutes on the first
Correct.
take.
Why? Why do you have that?
It was a riff tracks. That's hilarious. And I tried to watch it 3 weeks ago when I brought it up, and I can't finish it. It's that
What
bad.
what is it? Is it a
It
horror movie? Is it
No, it's a comedy in theory. Uh, where
it's
it's like if aliens came to Earth and were like, we need to make US dollars so that we can fit in and buy things. Everyone in that movie acts like an alien trying to be a human being. And
I
then
just
Eric
don't.
Roberts is a talking cat.
And the title is A Talking Cat? Like with a question
Exclamation
mark
point,
and an
question mark.
exclamation.
Yep.
As if, what's this? A talking
Yeah.
cat?
Yeah. And then he also has things like a talking Easter unicorn and like there's a whole
there's a
franchise.
whole cinematic universe of it.
And do you own those?
No, I
No?
a talking pony.
Yeah. There's like a talking Easter puppy. There's definitely one of those I saw too. And
A
there's like
talking
four
turd pile.
a talking imp.
Don't forget all of the 1313.
Mhm.
I guess
So-
you would call it homoerotic softcore.
Do you
I don't own any of those. And then
do you plan on expanding on the talking blank
no,
universe?
not on purpose. Then there's the wrong cinematic universe. So like the wrong crush, the wrong teacher, the wrong mommy, the wrong boy next door, the wrong tutor, the wrong cheerleader, the wrong
Wrong
house
bowling
sitter,
trophy.
the wrong wedding planner, the wrong
wrong-
stepfather, the wrong cheerleader coach.
Okay.
It goes on and on and on.
You know what? I'm
I
on the
didn't
wrong
even-
podcast.
So where can I get the wrong box set?
Josh, it would take up all of your fucking shelf space
Yeah,
if
you'd
you
have to
had
make some
the
room.
box sets of the wrong cinematic universe.
I mean, I could surely get rid of some of these.
And this,
Just this year, the wrong obsession came out.
Holy shit.
just within the last couple weeks, I've actually been thinking about this, and I hesitate to say this because it'll get me shunned or thrown out of the horror community, but I've been thinking about Roger Corman and how he,
I've been thinking about Roger Corman.
well, because
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He always, gets credit as like
I just
he
picture you with like your fist on your chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bubble coming above your head with Roger Corman in it.
Jared, in his
But-
good mood this week, is outside in the garden,
well, because I was
chin on his fist, looking
I was-
up into a big puffy cloud that looks like Roger Corman.
well, the last 2-3 weeks of movies would not have happened if not for Roger Corman.
Yes.
But
This
he's
whole
also
podcast would not have happened.
correct. But he's also
Somehow
like,
every movie that we've watched goes back to Roger Corman.
sure, I mean, then this is to my point. He gets credit for giving a lot of like, legendary directors their starts, like Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Scorsese, Joe Dante, Jonathan Demme, like James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
So, people are praise him for this, but there's so many more that are the David Dakotas and the
Mhm.
John Wynorskis of the world,
Jim,
that, like
Jim.
Jim
Yeah.
Wynorskis of the world, where like Roger Corman has made 1 billion movies. So like with him, it's a numbers game. If you have 1 billion movies where you're giving 1 billion people a job, of course a handful of those are going to, but like those people I named are so talented that they were going to get their way, they were going to get found. They were going to make their
Sure.
work.
Well, maybe not.
So I think we got to stop calling Roger Corman. I mean, look, I respect him for what he's done in the horror universe, but like, I don't think I can look at him as this guy that had this vision of like, oh my God, Francis Ford Coppola, I see what he's going to be, other than
No.
a rapist apologist.
His
No.
vision was how can I make money this
Yeah.
week?
and every once in a while he threw a dart that hit a bullseye. But like he has given us he's responsible for so much more trash that
Yeah.
he is gold, and
Well,
I can't abide it anymore. I love
no,
Roger
but I think
Corman,
you're
but
looking at
I
it the wrong way. I think what people are thankful to Roger Corman for, whose careers took off, was the fact that like he w- it wasn't that he discovered a diamond in the rough. It was just the fact that he would give people a chance regardless. Like he was
Sure.
just trying to make a cheap, quick buck. And in doing so, some of the truly gifted filmmakers of our day were able to do something quick, dirty, and cheap and still show that they had talent. And that's what got them discovered versus having to jump through hoops or, know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. Like he
yeah,
gave them an in, a very easy in and a way to show off their talent, is I think why so many people respect them.
that's fair. But I
Um,
still think that he deserves to be
Most of his movies are garbage, don't
chastised
get me wrong.
for what
But
we've for the shit we've watched in the last month of our life.
to our comedic bit earlier about David Dakota, I
Mhm.
just did Control F for the word wrong on IMDb for his directing list, and one of 27 matches. So there are 27 wrong movies in the cinematic wrong universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess the WCU.
that'd be a
So
nice little box set. Hey, my birthday's right around the corner. If any of y'all are,
do you think
hold on. Let me slowly type the word talking in. I only see two movies. Jared was thinking of an Easter Bunny puppy,
Oh yeah.
not a
He's,
talking Easter Bunny puppy.
well, thank God
Question
if it
mark,
was talking.
exclamation point.
well, that was the sequel in the works, but it just couldn't get the funding. But there's definitely a script out there for a talking Easter bunny.
A
puppy.
talking pony,
Should we get to Waxwork?
if we have to.
Let's end this fucking pain sandwich. Our first movie up today is these movies were made the same year. Doesn't
Yeah.
even seem like they
1988
were
was a
made.
bad year.
This movie, Waxwork, was released June 17th, 1988. Theatrically, we get to play the budget game. It had a budget of 3.5 million. Do you think it ate the buckle at the box office?
Yes, because it played in one movie theater, I believe,
Oh,
No, I remember seeing previews for this movie.
well,
on a
come to the
VHS.
facts, folk.
Oh, maybe it
Uh,
was on a VHS. I'm gonna say it did not eat the buckle.
Box office, $808,000.
Oh,
Yep.
Somehow got a sequel. There's a sequel to this.
yeah.
Written written and directed by Anthony Hickox, starring Billy Peltzer, Deborah Foreman, Michelle Johnson, Dana Ashbrook, David Warner, and Eric Brown, and pardon this pronunciation, Mahali Michu Mizaros.
Oh wait, come on. This is
You've left
pronounce
off
it
a
like
lot of the
it
cast.
pronounce it like it looks. It's Macaulay.
Macaulay? Oh, I put an H there.
Or
Mah-
no, that is an H. I'm sorry.
Misholi?
Mihaly.
Mihaly Michu
Mahaly Michu.
Mizaros
There you go.
as Alf.
Alf. That's the biggest thing I can take from this fucking shit heel movie is that that little person played Alf and was a stunt double on Look Who's Talking. Two, I believe.
Two, and Eric Brown was Buzz from Mama's Family. Two actors in this were tearing up the airwaves on your Thursday night television
Oh,
programming.
man.
In this movie,
Oh, and Billy,
teenagers-
yeah.
Billy
From-
Peltzer.
No, Billy from Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, Billy, yeah.
Or Bobby,
sorry.
I mean, Bobby.
I should say his name is Zach Gilligan, not Billy Peltzer.
But
But he is Billy Peltzer.
The most typecast person since William Shatner.
Yeah.
You can't. You
and
can't not call. Most of my notes say Billy instead of Zach
Yeah,
or Mark.
he's Billy. In this movie, teenagers are mysteriously disappearing from a nondescript suburban town around the same time an ominous wax museum opens, seemingly overnight. After a group of college students get a peculiar invitation to attend the grand midnight opening of the Waxwork, we learn the sinister truth behind the macabre displays.
Wow, you really
Gentlemen,
dressed that one up.
Yeah.
off the top rope, what did you? I guess we already know. Tell me more about your thoughts of Welcome to the Waxwork.
The floor is yours.
Okay.
Mine or Aaron's?
Hey, Josh is
Aaron's.
deferring to me. He glazed into my eyes.
God, I wish you could see this, man. Can I want to take a screen grab and blue sky it, but I know
No.
you don't want to be seen.
No. This
I don't
movie, first of all, my question to you
At
is
the
we
end
all
of
grew
my
up in
rope.
the 80s.
Yes.
When was there a big in the zeitgeist moment for Waxwork? Like they act like Waxwork is big right now. Like what that
Yeah.
never happened.
Well, no, it didn't. And
I mean, there was always Madame Tussauds, but it wasn't like everyone was like, "Hey, brah, you gotta get down to the Waxwork."
Gotta go look at those dummies.
And
I think
why is
that's-
this a John Hughes movie? Because like John Hughes, we have a rich white protagonist who just has to go down the street, not get out of his way or trouble to enter into a world of pain thanks to David Warner, Hans, and Lurch. Who I think was named Junior actually. So that he couldn't be too put out to be the protagonist in his own movie.
I gotta say this. First 20 so minutes of this, I was having a good time. I thought it had like some Joe Dante vibes, like the suburbia and the score and the kids. I thought this, and then the Waxwork, to your point of why Waxworks, why it wasn't in the zeitgeist or anything. I thought it was going to be like an anthology setup where and it kind of is at the beginning where
I had a note that said this is amazing stories with cussing and gore.
Yeah, and that's when it seemed like that's what it was going to be, because I had seen this a long time ago, and as I was watching I remembered nothing about it other than the steak tartare scene. But bless you. The
fucking steak tartare scene.
I thought we were going to get like each Waxwork vignette is just going to be an anthology short story. I was like, this is cool, and that's a cool setup for an anthology, like these Waxwork scenes. But then it wasn't that, and it got really lame really quick, and the second, and also Cabin in the Woods spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen that, because this third act of this movie was exactly the third act of Cabin in the Woods. So much
was it?
So, absolutely. So much so that
Was it?
Yes. So much so that
I don't remember them having to placate an elder god.
That's what Cabin in the Woods is.
Yeah, they didn't have to do that in this movie.
There was no one taking bets.
The whole thing
there was no corporate superstructure. That was
no.
You're just talking. There was a lot of random shit.
There was a battle royal.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the third act of Cabin in the Woods when all the shit comes out of the elevators. That's the third of Waxworks, where there's like every monster you could think of comes in. So much so that there's also a what do you call it? Disembodied or dismembered,
a
severed zombie hand walking around. There's the exact same scene, a werewolf coming up behind the surviving, to kill the surviving character. Then it gets shot.
Oh my goodness!
Dude, this was Cabin in the Woods.
That's Patrick McGee from Avengers, whose last words were like, if he got something nice for his birthday. Oh my goodness. And then instantly his head is off his shoulders.
Jared, are you
oh my goodness
trying to say that the writer of Cabin in the Woods, Drew Goddard, ripped off Waxwork?
Yes.
You are always on
1,000%
for people ripping off.
I'm not saying ripped off,
because
I cannot go down
Cabin in the
with
Woods in itself is a movie that is an homage to horror movies. So maybe they're just big fans of Waxwork.
No.
That's what the end of this fucking
Waxworks
movie was.
in itself was just ripping off everything else. There's a whole fucking scene that is just
Right.
Evil Dead 2 with the severed hand in this movie. To the
They
point where
tried
it's
to
even
get-
like squealing as it's crawling away.
They tried to
Like-
get Jason Voorhees in there, and they tried
I'm
to get the Thing in there.
Yeah,
like
I'm telling
Carpenter's
you.
Thing.
There were shot for shot scenes that were Cabin in the Woods made with that hand and the werewolf, and you know,
no,
I
all
don't
the
remember
months.
a hand in Cabin in the Woods. I
There
remember in Evil
is.
Dead.
There's a severed hand that grabs someone by a leg, and
but certainly
it's
you've
pretty
got to say,
prominently featured.
if the hand from Cabin in the Woods is an homage to anything, it is Evil Dead 2. They didn't take it
Yeah.
from fucking Waxwork.
No, they did. I promise you, they did.
Um,
Watch Cabin in the Woods again.
Woo!
I
The
promise.
biggest thing I can take away from this movie was this is the angriest I've ever seen Zach Galligan.
I liked
At
his.
that beginning where he's like, I'm not a kid. I need my coffee. Whatever
Yeah.
it is. I don't remember
That's-
the line. But
I
I think that was real Zach Galligan screaming at Jennifer Bassey, where it was just like, he's not acting because that's natural.
Yeah, and I thought that stuff at the up front was funny, like him dealing with his, butler or whatever his, that the people working in his house. Where I liked that dynamic. I thought that, and that's where I was getting like Dante vibes, and then the whole thing, like where they try to explain what's going on, where that's like the waxwork owner is, what was he, like a dark magic magician or something? He was trying to.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Billy
there again,
Peltzer's grandpa was in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, there was
And instead of collecting 19 artifacts of evil, he only collected 18, which you divide by 3 is 666.
666. So they had to
Which
get 6 people to kill them, kind of like Cabin in the Woods, to have this seance or whatever ritual they needed to complete, kind of like Cabin in the fucking Woods.
It's a stretch, man.
It's
It's
not.
a real stretch.
It isn't at all.
If Drew Goddard loved this movie so much, he would have got John Rhys Davies to be in Cabin in the Woods. And that would be the cherry on top for your trail of crumbs back to Waxwork.
There's a goddamn bee in here.
Uh-oh. And you have a gun in your hand.
I just start bucking shots at the window.
The first,
Suffer.
I liked...
We're living in America.
Yeah, there was some good stuff.
Where's that line in Cabin in the Woods?
There was I liked the first scenario with the werewolf. That's when I was kind of like, here we go. This is gonna be fun. And then you get to the vampire one.
The werewolf was supposed to look like The Howling, and it looked like
it was bad.
It looked like
Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz Pizza melted.
Yeah. That was Rock-a-Fire explosion for sure.
Yeah. I didn't like the first one with the werewolf. I thought like it was all, again, it was just basically like so many of these people try to do Sam Raimi and camera angles and like the floating camera, and it doesn't work because they're not Sam Raimi. And when it doesn't work, it looks real shitty. And I thought that this looked real shitty.
Jared, did Bone Tomahawk rip off Waxwork with splitting a human down the middle?
Yeah.
So did Terrifier.
I think this is the core of the cinematic universe stems from Waxwork. You will come to see my way. Yeah, and then God, the fucking scenario, the vignette with the torture porn dungeon,
the Marquis de Sade,
the Renaissance, whatever, French Revolution. Torture porn.
Did you do any
background? The slut loves it.
Did you do any background on this movie?
Such as what?
Like research?
No.
All right. So
I was too busy looking up
your whole Cabin in the Woods, which really stems at the end on the Marquis de Sade coming real and coming into the real world to fight Zach Galligan for 18 minutes, is because they ran out of fucking money.
That's not the part I'm
and
saying
so
is the cabin in
all
the
that
woods.
stuff that you were talking about is because they had no money to do the big special effects that they were
Mhm.
going to do with another vignette. And so they were just like, well, let's just have a battle royale, I guess, because we have these sets that we can burn and people that we can have fight. And that's
We got
where
all
it
these
came from.
costumes on rent for another day.
And that actually could have been a cool finale, but like, I mean, knowing that they had no budget to do it, it just ends up being like 20 minutes of watching Billy Peltzer fencing
Yeah.
while a bunch of
Yeah.
monsters are running around.
Why and notice how everyone that wasn't needed as a grip or a gaffer, they spray painted their hair white and put an Einstein mustache on to be a grandpa in the background fighting evil. There were 20 to 30-year-olds as grandparents in this movie fighting in the background and dying horrifically sometimes just because
Getting
they
their
hadn't
skulls
cast
stomped by mummies.
yeah, they hadn't cast the movie for 30 extra old people. So they are just like, fuck it. Get you.
We gotta
Go
take
get
a
your
break.
silver hair and a nice sweater and take this cane and act like you're stomping on a
I do what I want when I want. Dig it or fuck off.
And where do you even get racing stripes for your fucking gun? I don't understand this dumb shit that happens just because they ran out of fucking money at the
Well,
end
what
of the
about the
movie.
battle wheelchair?
The battle. It had fins.
I like the
It
battle
had
wheelchair.
Fins.
Did like
Like a
It
battle
looked
catapult.
it looked like he was in a car from F-Zero, just scooting around the museum.
Yeah. It's like Professor X.
It was like
Boom.
if you had taken Captain Pike to West Coast Customs and been like, pimp my elderly person in a wheelchair, please. Saturday at 9:00 on MTV. Anyway,
It's still Exhibit doing it. Was Exhibit the one doing
Yeah.
my ride?
Yep.
Is he still with us? Maybe. I don't know.
Exhibit is still
I think he's
alive.
still doing MTV shows.
Wow.
Let's find out where his last paycheck came
the
from.
battle cart.
The battle cart was great. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about
Who was
Waxwork.
Billy Hayes with the axe, the little hand axe?
Billy Hayes?
Or Billy Mays? Yeah, like remember Billy Mays? Billy Mays here for
Yeah, OxyClean guy. God rest
There was
his soul.
a guy that looked like Billy Mays with a hand axe that I couldn't figure out who he was supposed to be in the Waxwork.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a couple, like the guy with the gasoline pouring it on the girl's face.
I was going to
That was
ask
cool.
that. Thank you for bringing that up. In
That was
what
cool.
Invisible Man movie did the Invisible Man feed a woman gasoline? I don't remember that. It's not the first one.
I really wanted to see that scenario play out as a vignette, but we did get a little bit of it at the end in the cabin in the woods ending.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Where he was pouring gasoline on her.
Well, it was the Waxwork ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you want to talk about Alf at all, or just move on?
No, that guy. What was his name again? Mihaly.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, Mihaly
Michu Mazzaros
was
alien life form
known for Hans and Waxwork, Freaked as George Ramirez #3, Andy from Big Top Pee Wee, and Look Who's Talking, Stunts (parentheses) Mikey.
Wow. So Willie Tanner really hated that man.
Yeah, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Willie
I
Tanner?
believe. There's 8 photos out of 16 on IMDb when you first sign in under Mihaly's name, or not sign in, but go to his page, and they're all of Alf. They're not even of his own face.
Oh man. And from all accounts of what I know of that set is that it was like miserably hot and everyone was just, hated it. It was an awful experience, and this poor son of a bitch had to wear that Alf costume
And just get
in that
hated by Willie
for
Tanner,
for hours and hours and hours. Oh
by
shit!
Max Wright.
When was
My computer's
Alf?
about to die. This will be
Alf
fun.
was on Gilligan's Island. When did that happen?
Zach Galligan's Island.
There's 2 photos of Alf on Gilligan's Island.
Wait,
And there's Bob
Gilligan's
Denver.
Island didn't. There must have been like a fantasy episode because those timelines don't cross.
No, everyone
So
is very old.
it must have been like one of those, dream episodes or fantasy.
Alan Hale Jr. actually looks like a healthy weight. That's how old this from 1987, I guess. Oh, I guess the episode was called Somewhere Over the Rerun.
Okay.
I
And
think
the
I remember
professor
that.
looks real rough. Yeah, he actually looks like Roger Corman.
Was the professor? No, he wasn't the yada da doo yada da dee.
That was season 2, episode 2. Alf
Mm.
has taken a liking to watching Gilligan's Island, 1964. He dresses accordingly and has coconut drinks. He's bored at the Tanner's house and takes things one step too far towards Gilligan's Island, 1964.
Now,
I'm now looking at pictures of Alf on Gilligan's Island.
how amazing would it be if Alf was at the end of Waxwork as one of the monsters that were fucking shit up at the end?
They didn't
How
have
much
the
more
budget.
amazing it would be if he was at the end of Cabin in the Woods fucking shit up.
That would be amazing. He probably was.
I
There's
bet
so much
you-
stuff going on.
I bet you in one of those cages there was an
Yeah,
Alf
the scene
CGI.
where the elevator's going everywhere and you see like 1,000 of those. I bet there is an Alf one somewhere.
And Alf runs out of the elevator, the cattail sticking out of his mouth.
Willie, kill me.
Also,
Oh,
I
boy.
would be remiss in my Mystery Science Theater bona fides if I didn't mention Miles O'Keefe as Dracula in this movie with that steak tartare.
Oh God,
steak
that was
tartare.
the worst.
Steak
Did
tartare.
you catch the terrible mustache on the man serving her the steak tartare?
Yeah, that was on purpose. I'm pretty sure. I hope.
The
I hope that
hope.
was on purpose.
I just want to say
you don't like the sauce.
I want to say one thing I wrote down. Waxwork, more like wig work.
Yeah, a lot of bad
A
wigs.
lot of bad wigs in this one.
Man, I had a
Purposely
hard
and not
time.
purposely.
I had a hard time figuring out what the fuck was happening to this movie. They don't do a very good job of like even telling you when they're going to start jumping into the wax realm or fantasies or whatever the fuck is happening.
Yeah, David Warner has to push you in, or
Yeah.
magically a red rope, velvet rope falls so that you can more easily walk through.
Well,
Yeah.
during the Wolfman sketch, like didn't it like the kid like lights a cigarette, says some stupid quip, walks off camera, and then the next thing you see, he just has a wig on and he's standing in the middle of the woods.
Why did
they
he
do.
do
And
that?
there's no cut. Like there's nothing to tell you what happened.
I think you at least get the sound effect. I don't know that you actually see like the ripple.
Yeah, I think there's like that shimmery sound of,
Okay.
to some symbolic of he's now in
Yeah.
a new place. But as I said, like I actually wrote down after that first werewolf scenario, I thought we had like a Night of the Creeps on my hands. I was enjoying it so much. And then it just
No.
immediately fell to shit. It's like, is this going to be a lost gem that I'm going to have to buy on 4K? And then
No,
it went.
I
It
will
went
not.
from no, absolutely
I
not.
buy almost everything on 4K because I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
And I even thought
Well,
out
no
loud
shit,
to
you have a
myself,
talking
not thought.
cat.
I said to myself out loud, I would not be buying this in Blu-ray or 4K.
And that's why it was such a bummer. I went on such a high to just an immediate drop. Like that second scenario started with the steak tartare, and I was just like, this is fucking unwatchable. And then it just got worse from there.
The special effects and all of the blood, which don't make necessarily a good movie, horror movie even, but it was really going for it. Because like I said, up till that part, it felt like, well, I guess there was the bone tomahawk moment.
Yeah.
But it wasn't super gory. But when Chiner gets down into the basement of Count Dracula's house, it just
Mhm.
turns into Evil Dead 2
Yeah,
with the
and
amount of blood on the walls, on the actors. It was really going for it at that point.
yeah, the kills that they had the money to put the money and effort into actually did look cool. Like there was one guy or somebody got their head stomped on. That
That was in the
Yeah,
mummy.
that was at the end. The mummy stomped on
Yeah,
some guy's head.
that was cool. There, so yeah, I mean, there
On
was
old man number 50's head.
there was some stuff to like about this. It was just not enough, and
It gave you the easiest way to kill Dracula, which is wait till he turns into a bat, pull him out of midair, and stick a 38 snub nose right to the bat's face and pull the trigger.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
that
was kind of cool too.
There weren't silver bullets. Maybe there was a cross on the head of the bullet.
Were there not silver bullets? There's silver bullets with the wolf man.
Silver bullets work on a werewolf, not
Yeah.
Dracula's.
That's right.
So I've been told.
Oh man, you guys. Never mind. I'm not gonna. You guys want to play a game, or should we keep talking?
I want to play a game.
Did you
All
like
right.
last thing? Did you like the butler on butler violence? I thought
I did.
Yeah,
I
did
thought
like-
that was really the tale as old as time. How the class warfare takes it out on the working class, where the two butlers fought each other to the death.
Yeah, I actually cried during the butler's death. That was very emotional.
I can't even think of the guy's name.
I'm just kidding.
Jenkins.
Jenkins, yeah,
Where
he was
Jenkins-
funny.
Of course,
though.
it was Jenkins.
He
Jenkins
was the highlight of the movie.
He gave Mark his cigarettes and his caffeine and alcohol.
Yeah,
You go to Jenkins.
I liked it. I liked him, not it. All right, let's play a game. We're bringing back a classic. Lost in Translation.
All right.
Lost in Translation.
How does that one work?
I've got movies, and they have 5 titles from foreign countries, and you will try to guess the movie based on the title in its non-native language. So I'll start with the clues themselves will get harder as they go. So there's 5 clues for each, 5 titles for each one. You buzz in with your name. If you get on the first one, you get 5 points. Second one, 4 points, so on and so forth. The questions themselves will get harder as they go as well. The first one, in Greece, this movie is called The Goblin Strikes Again.
Oh, do we have to
You
chime
could
in?
buzz in with your name, or I'm just gonna...
Josh.
Go ahead.
Sorority Babes and Slime Ball Bolorama.
That is incorrect.
Oh, no.
Aaron, I will give you, and you can still buzz in.
What is the name again?
In Greece, it was The Goblin Strikes Again.
The Goblin Strikes Again.
And I'm going to move on. In Portuguese, it was called Killer Goblin, The Curse. In Spain, it's called The Cursed Goblin in the Neighborhood.
Do I have to wait
Aaron.
for him to guess?
Yeah,
Aaron
you're done
says
on this
Oh,
one.
no.
The Gate.
Incorrect. I'll give you in Finland, just for fun. In Finland, it was called Elf 5. And in Argentina, it was called The Leprechaun is Home.
Oh.
Sure.
Leprechaun 5, Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh, of course.
No one got a point there.
Damn it.
No one deserves a point.
I forgot we watched that.
The second film in Spanish was Country Fool Tito. In Taiwanese, it is Rock Zombie. In German, it's called Roadie from Hell.
Oh, Josh.
Yes.
You guys talking about blowjob eyes? Uncle Pecker.
Correct for 3 points.
Yay.
Ugh.
The other ones were in Poland, it's called Uncle Cannibal. And in Russia, it was called Uncle Woodpecker. Next one. In Germany, it's called
God bless Canada.
In Germany, it's called Beast You with an exclamation point. Beast You. Like you're shaking your fist and calling it a beast. In French Canadian Quebec, Diabolical Initiation. In Poland, it's called Girls Club.
Aaron.
Josh.
Ooh, I
You
heard
got it.
Aaron first.
Yep.
Invasion of the Bee Girls.
Ooh, incorrect.
Ass.
Josh. Sorority Babes and Slimeball Bolorama.
Correct. Another
Beast
3 points.
You.
In
Shaking your fist at that little imp.
the TV Poland version of this was called The Girls from the Women's Student Club in the Slimy Bowling Alley.
No, it's not.
Sure is, according to IMDb. And in Hungary, it's called The Bowling Girls Hellish Party.
I want a DVD cover from, where was it?
It's the Polish TV version. So when
That
when you're zooming through your TV Guide channel back in the day, you saw the girls from the Women's Student Club at the Slimy Bowling Alley. And how could you not click the play button on that one?
And be severely disappointed.
It's 6-0, but can make up in a hurry here.
No, because I've named all the movies my riddled brain right now can remember.
In Finland, this movie is called Two Faces. In Spain, this movie is called Viscosity.
Aaron.
Yes.
Torso.
Incorrect. Also in Finland, the TV version, The Creeping Avenger. In France, The Monster That Came from Space.
Oh, Josh.
Yes.
The Incredible Melting Man.
Correct.
Oh, I forgot we watched that.
In Japan,
no.
in Japan, it's called Dissolving Human.
He certainly was.
2 more to go. It's 8-0. In West Germany, back when that existed, this was called A Journey Back in Time. In Greece, it's called Night Visit.
Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Waxwork.
Correct.
God damn it.
For 4 points.
I didn't get blanked. Oh, thank God.
In Italy, it was called Infernal Illusion. In Mexico, Mansion of Horror. And in Bulgaria, Wax Figures. Last one, Aaron. It's 8-4. Still a chance. In Spain, this was called Premonition. In Poland, it was called Mrs. Slater's House. In Quebec, it's called Seven Trapped Women. And
Oh, motherfucker. Oh.
It's not Torso.
do you want me to?
No.
Are you buzzing in?
I know that I could see the stupid movie and I can't remember the name.
Describe it so I can get the answer.
In France,
I don't remember.
It is called Boarding School of Anguish.
Josh.
Yes.
Oh God, it's like the house.
Oh, Aaron,
last house on Sorority Row.
House on Sorority Row.
You can't do that. I was guessing.
Well, here I'm gonna be a stickler. Technically, it's called House on Sorority Row, not Last House on Sorority Row.
All right, so give it points to Aaron.
Giving the points
fucker.
to Aaron, which makes it 6-8. Josh, you win. The other names were in France. Oh, I said Boarding School of Anguish. In Japan, it's called Splatter Night, the Blood-Soaked Girls Dormitory. And that is lost in translation. Thanks for playing. Now we got
and translation.
And now we get to talk again about the sorority babes. I'm sorry, the girls from the women's student club at the Slimy Bowling Alley.
as it will be known from here on out. Remember
what do you guys
last week?
round 3?
Yeah, last
Mhm.
week when I think multiple people on this podcast were like, I was actually looking forward to it this week. That was
Yeah.
not this week at all.
Nope.
At all.
Uh-uh.
I spent a good 40 minutes doom scrolling on Amazon Prime Video looking for movies to put on my list while it was playing because I didn't want to look at a naked woman rape a person.
Bite a man's boxer shorts.
Bite a man's boxers and his toe. I could care less this time. I just didn't have it in me to look at the screen. I heard it.
Mhm.
I know it was
Yeah.
happening. I knew where we were at in the movie, but I just could not witness what was going on.
Similarly, I spent a good amount of time trying to find Linnea Quigley's horror workout video. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yes,
No.
we mentioned it. We
Please
mentioned it
share your
last time.
screen.
Oh, did we talk about this? Oh, I don't have it pulled up to share, but
Just that the most that we talked about it was that we're going to end up watching it for the podcast.
yeah, it's funny, and I
Could
maybe
that be our
save-
next live watch?
I tried to find a copy of it. That doesn't exist apparently, but I mean,
Oh, it
to
exists.
purchase. But if you
It is in vaults of collectors.
if you go to
I bet
IMDb,
Quentin Tarantino owns a copy of Linnea
Oh,
Quigley's horror workout.
for sure, the feet cut.
Yep.
If you go to IMDb, there's people that have reviewed it, and there's like people earnestly reviewing it as a workout video. They're like, not much
Found
of a
it.
workout. The
I found
acting's
it.
bad. You found to purchase?
To watch.
Oh, where? What?
I mean, I'm
you're
not
a
going to say
sleuth.
where,
Yeah,
just that it's available to watch.
Oh, Pornhub. Gotcha. Okay.
No, not. Oh, and there it is. I don't know if it's
I wanna-
picking this up, but yes,
Nope.
I just found it.
Well,
very
send me
easily.
the link because that will be my Saturday. Is working out with Linnea Quigley.
It's 1 hour and 31 seconds long, and yep, she is working out.
Does
I
she
wa-
have the David Bowie wig?
Yes, she
or the
has her
red
John
pants.
Carpenter hair on.
Here's Linnea's squiggly hair.
5 minutes and 33 seconds in, there's a clip from Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowlerama.
That was one of the complaints on IMDb is people like, too many horror movie cuts. I'm trying to work out here. Like, who the fuck bought that video? And is she doing it in her like acting cadence where she's like 12 jumping jacks
hold on, let me-
now, motherfucker.
Wait, those reviews have to be like some deep baked like parody.
I
Well,
don't
she's
know.
naked
It's,
on the screen right
it's
now.
hard to
and
tell, but
Assault of
No.
the Party Nerds. What the fuck? I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just stream of consciousness.
I mean, we don't need I figured that would be a good thing to talk about instead of this. It's adjacent to the to talking about this movie.
Sure.
it looks like she's having sex with your brother Scott. In assault. When was your brother in a horror movie called Assault of the Party Nerds?
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of time unaccounted for. that
Actually,
man's
yeah,
life.
It
Have
looks
to
like
get him
what's
on
his
to
name
talk about his
that played J.R.
his role.
Ewing as a young man. But no, her voice is. Hold on.
All right, time for sit-ups now.
No, she's not
20
doing that.
sit-ups.
Not doing
Do
that
'em.
voice. Here's home movies of her as a child dancing and
Uh,
dancing with who looks like Neil Young. Oh, now she's
Oh,
warming
Lord.
up, doing side splits.
Are there other people? Because it looked like
Not yet.
there were
She's-
like other scream queens supposed to, like, how there's
Yeah.
always the people in the background doing the workout too.
No, right now she's in a sitting split doing these things with her hands up to her head doing sides. Oh, look at this. I'm getting exercise now.
There you go.
Oh,
You didn't think you'd bust a sweat on this podcast.
I think my heart just stopped.
Linnea Quigley pulled it out of you.
All right, now I went out to
Is she
31
still alive?
seconds.
Yeah,
She's
Okay, good.
she's
next
still
to
like
a Deadpool, I think.
She probably has
with
40
zombies.
movies coming out in the next 2 years.
Is
Speaking
that
of
what she
which,
does now? She just does like small parts in horror movies or what?
oh, I'm sure she's probably in 12 David Dakota movies coming out as a star.
Right
Speaking
now,
of which,
there are
Buck
8
Flowers
zombies and a
IMDb is
plane.
hilarious
Or
as
four.
well. From
Uh,
from like 1970 to 2000, he was in like 20 movies a year. It's
yeah.
insane. How the fuck like he how did he have time?
Like I think he showed up on set and you got him for 4 hours and then he just left to go to the bar across from the studio and
Yeah.
that's what you got.
Yeah. And much like Aaron searching for the word wrong on David Dakota's IMDb, if you just search for homeless or bum
Yep.
or vagrant or whatever, you're gonna get 50 hits on on Buckflower. The
That's
man,
what you call a working actor.
yep, the man was he had his niche and he filled it well. I
She's
don't
now on the set of the sorority house in Slimeball Bolorama, with a pillow fight, eating a giant bowl of popcorn with other horror starlets.
all right,
Oh,
turn it off.
So they aren't working out?
Not yet.
I feel like that's false advertising.
Well, give it
That's
give it
we'll
another minute.
get on IMDb.
Or is it like is it more like
voice
a
your anger.
Mr. T inspirational video?
Oh no! Now she's doing this thing, which it seems like a lot of stretching.
Aaron has his arms extended. It is gently wobbling side to
Yeah,
side.
I'm doing what the screen is. Oh, now we're doing this.
Okay. Now
Where
he's
we're like saying no, get
You're
away
saying
from me.
no, do
No,
yeah,
not.
the
no,
universal
Mr.
sign for
Wynorski, I
stop.
will not show my breasts. I will not show my best breasts. Oh,
My
for
best
$500? Okay.
Linnea Quigley is in 6 movies coming out within the next year.
Good. God bless
What
her.
about Barbara Crampton? How many is she coming out with?
Oh, Babs. I don't know.
bet it's
She does a lot of Fangoria writing these days too.
Yeah, I've read quite a few of those.
She's in an animated film called Robot Dracula.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I've really stopped interacting with the other 2 people in this podcast, and I'm just staring at my screen because I can't believe what I'm looking at.
Do we need to give you a couple minutes?
I don't know how you could even follow
to
along with
to
this
work
workout,
out, quote unquote.
It's just jump cuts.
Babs Crampton is in 7 pictures coming out in the next year.
All right, so she wins, right?
Yeah, because
Oh.
she's probably going to be an actual quality. At least 2 of those will probably be watchable.
Did
Whereas
Wynorski
all
direct? Do you
Quigley's
know
will
who
not be.
directed this, Jared?
The workout video?
Yes, because there were some big in your butt shots just now.
Big in your butt shots.
Just let's if a proctologist needed to know what was going on with your butthole, they could just watch this scene.
Let's find out.
I think we need to watch more movies from 1988 on this podcast. I feel like it was a real great year for cinema.
There had to have been some good stuff that came out in 88.
Child's Play came out in 88.
That's good. Linnea Quigley's horror workout was directed by Kenneth J. Hall.
Oh, so all right. So between David Dakota and Jim Wynorski and all their aliases, which one was it?
Well, yeah, that's what I want to talk about that a little bit. I'm pretty sure David Dakota is just Jim Wynorski's pen name. I don't think they're you can show me a picture of David Dakota and I don't believe it's him. I think it's like what was Stephen King's pen name?
No. He does
Richard Bachman.
Yeah, Dakota is the Bachman to Jim Wynorski's Stephen King.
You know, oh shit, Joe Dante's Trailers from Hell series.
Yeah,
David Dakota is on there. He's like, "Hi, I'm David Dakota, and today I'm talking about blank." So he's been on there like 5 or 6 times, I think.
Ew.
At least. And it's not Wynorski.
Wow. Well,
Okay.
then Wynorski is his pen name. The Clown at Midnight, is that something we've seen?
We watched
That's
as
something
kids.
Aaron and I have seen. Yes.
Dude, the guy that directed this workout video, Kenneth J. Hall, is credited as the designer for the Jack Frost suit in Jack
No.
Frost.
It's all connected. Thank you,
And
Roger
he was the
Corman.
special effects supervisor on The Clown at Midnight. And but he was an additional ghoulie operator.
What's his name again?
He was in Ghoulies 1 and 2 as a ghoulie operator. His name is
Oh my
Kenneth
goodness.
J. Hall.
Well, Kenneth J. Hall has a real eye for catching pubic hair in this workout video.
Oh boy. All right, we got to get back on task. Turn it off.
I can't even do. They're doing hip thrusts
I
right
regret having brought it up.
Can you send me that link?
now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little out of shape. I need to work out.
Oh my god.
Work.
Uh,
Does anyone have anything to say about Bolorama?
Not directly about slime ball, but Josh, if you do, go ahead.
I don't have any new notes to speak of.
Yeah, I'm in the same.
Me neither, and we may have to talk about this a fourth and probably fifth time. So
No, I do have things today we can talk about. Like what is the woman's name? I just have the note that says to ask you guys, did Nurse 3D lady steal Leanna Quigley's cadence from this movie?
Oh, Paz. What's her Paz something?
The fact that you know at least Paz, I think, speaks more about your viewing.
Well, that's
Paz
the
de
nurse.
la Huerta.
Yeah, Paz de la Huerta. Wait, who is she? What are you asking me about her?
I'm asking.
Are you still watching the workout?
No. No. Well, it's still going on.
I will say, visually, you have perked up.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got that glint in his eye.
this is my era of cinema. What can I say? Anyway, Nurse Paz de la Huerta. In every role that I've seen her in, she sounds like Linnea Quigley and Night or Return of the Living Dead or Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama.
I don't know if I've seen her actually in anything other than Boardwalk Empire.
She was Boardwalk Empire,
but I can't remember her performance.
Well, if you watch this movie,
I think perhaps that was just how they taught people who couldn't act how to act tough. And
well, was she trying to pull off the body broad from the third whenever Boardwalk Empire took place to be like, hey, what are you gonna do about it? You know?
What?
Keep that going.
Hey, Jack, get your mitts off me, Jack. You know, is that what Paz was going for with, you know, how people talk?
What's the big idea here?
Yeah,
Oh,
pal. What are we
You
doing?
ain't worth a nickel.
Yeah.
All right. So you know how there's user lists on IMDb?
You was half the manners, Billy.
You ain't nothing. No, you get your mitts off me. Hey, I gotta go to the swing dancing course. There's a swing dance competition.
I'm gonna be in the picture someday.
Yeah. Do I look like I could be in the pictures to you? Do I?
And now, if you've never seen Boardwalk Empire, you've seen all 24 episodes, or you've heard all 24 episodes.
Nucky, who's that dame you was with?
All right, so you know on IMDb,
This is the last episode, right?
IMDb does user lists.
Yes, user lists. Go on.
All right, we've brought up how sad and depraved people are online before. There is a user list on Paz de la Huerta's website on IMDb that the user list is just called the nude actresses, It was created 12 years ago, and there's 31 people in this user list.
Oh boy.
Also, there's
Is
babes.
Linnea on there?
Well, I'm going to click on the nude actresses user list.
No, you're perking up again.
Number 1. Oh wait, hold on. Credit where credit is due. This is by Lockmat, created 12 years ago, modified 10 years ago.
He came
Oh,
back 2
man.
years later.
Being nude.
There's another
constantly-
nude one.
He's like, oh shit, I forgot someone.
I saw
Being-
bulbs. Back to the
Being
list.
nude constantly is what their career is, or at least was, in parentheses, all about.
Yeah.
All right. Kate Winslet, Sophie Marceau. I'm
Kate
not going to go
Winslet.
through all of these. There's 31 people.
I could think of Titanic. She shows her boobs for like a second.
But she goes.
I would not think of Kate Winslet as a nude lady to be on top 31 list.
Kate Winslet
No.
is completely nude in Titanic.
Is she
Yeah.
number
Service Front.
33 on the 31 list?
29 in the top 25. When is Keira Knightley nude in Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl?
Oh my god. We gotta get off of
This is what? That's a Disney movie.
I know.
What bullshit are you reading?
Is this man counting a bodice?
Lockmart, you have to answer for. There's a lot of French people on here, which makes sense.
If Quigley's not on there or Babs Crampton isn't on there, then this list is bullshit.
it is bullshit. There are no.
Does
scream
Keira Knightley,
queens.
has she ever shown her breasts in a movie?
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't like.
let
where
me
this
go back.
podcast
She
is
was number 13. And he has notes. He has serial killer notes. I'm not trying to dump on this poor person.
Yes, you are.
Man,
And you
woman, or
should.
child, or all parts in between, whoever Lockmart is. The note on Keira Knightley: just cannot keep her chest covered in front of camera.
What? Oh, see, this guy's a
Okay.
weirdo. This is AI. right.
Your friend and mine, Malin Ackerman from Children's Hospital. Lockmart
Mhm.
says lack of talent means appearing nude is only way to get roles. Period.
Wow, this guy's a
Malin-
piece of work.
In quotation marks, Ackerman is bad excuse of actress.
God.
Wow.
Should
Do we have an email address for this Lockmart?
should we pick our losers and get out of here?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna count down from 3, 2, 1, and then say the loser who eats the buckle and who we're watching next week.
We have
You
to
guys
say
ready?
that?
All
We
of
have to
that.
say that, or we just say
Yes.
the movie.
Just the loser.
So at the count of 3.
Stop it. God
I
damn
have
it.
to at the count of 3. I have to repeat what you just said.
3, 2, 1. Sorority
Slime
babes.
Sorority
Babes,
babes,
slime
slime
ballerama.
ballerama.
Ugh, boy. Do you guys have your
Ugh.
list of movies to watch?
Yeah.
I do.
All right. So Aaron, you're 1 through 3. Josh, you're 4, 5, 6. I'll be 7, 8, 9. We will
4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Randomly generate. Oh boy.
It's gonna be fun.
You bet it is, because it's my pick, and it is Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama Part 2.
Bullshit. I hate you so much.
Right there, number 7, and I just pulled up number 7.
Man. Think
I
you're
want to
giving
do a
money
whole
to your unpaid intern.
podcast. I want to do a whole
Do what?
podcast about this.
So, I mean, hey, it could unseat it. I'll show you proof. I'll text you proof,
I believe you. I don't
Um,
like it, but I believe you.
because I couldn't believe it myself.
Now, did Dakota direct this, or was this the one by
Taffy directs it.
Taffy?
Yeah.
Okay. Who
So-
her name is like Binky Stevens, right?
Yeah,
All right.
Hippie
Brinky.
Binky Stevens?
Brinky.
Brinky.
Steve. If she's not on that 31 list, then she damn well should be.
She's not.
So yeah, we'll have that to look forward to when you get back from your.
I want I want to
Cool.
read the whole list. I bet B. Arthur's somewhere on there. It's like,
No.
B. Arthur,
There's no
this
B. Arthur.
broad can't act, so she shows her tits.
All right, we're gonna get cut off again. So that's the end of our
All right.
episode. Check us out on Blue Sky, Buckle Pod.
Sorry, we got a little blue. Buckle buddies. We'll see you next time.
Save some room for next week because you're gonna eat the buckle.
Blue in the balls.
Bye, Buckle buddies.
Oh boy.
I haven't had steak tartare in a long time.
Steak tartare? Oh, yes. Steak tartare.